everybody. It is just about 5 o'clock here, so it's probably 6 o'clock back home. No, it is 6 o'clock back home, not probably, but um, just giving you a little quick check-in, a little update. Things are going okay. We had an open house this past weekend. There was some interest. There was a couple went, a family went, some people went. We just haven't heard anything about an offer yet. So we scheduled another open house. Um, and we're advertising it well this time so we can get, a lot of interest. Hopefully, we'll get a lot more people there. It's just our realtor said that it's priced competitively, it's right where it should be. It's just a niche home, like, because it's a log style house. You got to be able to want that. You got to be able to want the location. You got to be able to want something, that's there. So it's a little harder to sell than your cookie cutter homes, because they're going to look, at the comparables, and they're going to be like, oh, well, how come this one is priced differently? But, you know, when people are buying houses, they don't realize, why houses are priced the way they are sometimes. So our house is very unique. It has a lot of character. It's a unique style, so it's just going to take a little more time, which unfortunately means because our next open house is this upcoming weekend, and then the following weekend our realtor is busy. She's unable to do another open house that weekend. We had to request an extension on my stay at the tiny house. So we requested for another month uh, to be here. But in the meantime, I am getting things ready for Layla to come down, hopefully. Um, the it's kind of frustrating because we did all the school stuff, but when we applied for the financial aspect, we didn't have an address yet here, so they couldn't approve us for that. So now that we have the address, they closed the funding for right now, for the year or something, for the term. So I have to wait for the funding to reopen for the next term. So that basically means the holidays. And I have my graduation commencement next month, and I just don't even know what that looks like anymore. Um, but we are trusting in the Lord, and we are holding true to his promises because we know he is going to provide, because he always does. He has provided the position, he has provided the lodging, he is going to provide a buyer, he's going to provide a new house. Oh, speaking of new houses, we went and saw a couple houses on Saturday, and the first one was really nice. We really liked it. It had a lot of property. There's some, it needs some love. Like every house needs some love. There's definitely some issues that I brought up and showed the realtor. That way she could let the sellers know, because it was something that definitely needed to be tended to. But it was nice. We loved it. We loved the aspect of it. The location and stuff was not too bad, but um, it's definitely on the list for yeses, potential yes. So when we get an offer on our house, if that house is still available, we're probably going to make an offer on that one. But we're still looking. We saw another house that after that one, but I did not like it. I did not like it at all. I love the realtor. She was so sweet. We made friends with the realtor, but I just did not like that property. Um, it was just it was right down the street from a lumber yard, like a really big lumber yard, which, if you live close to a lumber yard, you know the downfall of living close to a lumber yard. Um, it was really close to the neighbors, so every morning when we're brushing Layla's hair and she's screaming, they're going to think we're the worst people ever. So, because it's really hard. Like, Layla has, like, not only does she have sensory processing issues, but she has some other issues that makes it really hard to brush her hair or touch her head, touch her face, because it pains her. It makes it feel like it's painful to her. Even if you're brushing like so nice and there's no knots or anything, like even if you like do this, like it's painful to her. So she screams. So I don't think having neighbors that close would be beneficial at all. She said the neighbors are really lovely, but what happens in 10 years when the neighbors move and a new neighbor moves in and they're not so lovely? There was also the option where like you will, because it had some land too, it had some property, and property went back further than the neighbors. So they were like, well, you could always build back there. I was like, yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I didn't like, if I'm gonna drive that far to and from work or to and from Layla's school, then I want to be somewhere where we all like it, we all love it, and we can do what we want to do. We can run the farm. We can, this property just it wasn't set up for farming. I don't think, in my opinion, and it had some like other structures that did not look sound. I feel like my daughter's gonna get crushed under them or something because she's not gonna listen, and she's always gonna be trying to get out there and explore them, and that's just not a good idea. Um, so yeah, I didn't like that one, but I love the first one. I really like the first one. Um, it had like almost 17 acres. It was out in the country. It had neighbors, but you couldn't see them. Like they were down the street. There was a bunch of farms in that neighborhood, so it's all farm country. It's definitely set up for what we want to do. So we continue the search. I'm going to continue looking, and yeah, I'm just gonna wait until God provides us the buyer, and hopefully He provides the buyer very soon. I FaceTime Layla. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh, so I FaceTime Layla and Matt every day, a couple times a day. I always see her off to school in the morning because usually I'm the one that sends her to school every morning. So not seeing her in the morning is really hard. And then I see her in the afternoon, and well, like after I get out of work, and then I see her at bedtime. And last night, she says, "I love you, mommy." So she's been saying that for a while, because Matt really worked on that one with her, and that was, so sweet. But last night, he said, "Can you say I miss you, mommy?" And so she did. She said, "I miss you, mommy," and I was like, "Oh my gosh," because she's never said that before. So after she went to bed and I was talking to Matt, and he's like, that was the first time she ever said that. I was like, you didn't work on that with her? He was like, no, I didn't. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so precious. I loved it. I almost cried. I'm gonna cry now thinking about it. But it's really big because, as y'all know, she is nonverbal and she's starting to come into her words. So for her to be able to say that and string a sentence together is really, really big. So we're so proud of her. She's making strides. She did have some behaviors. She had a great time on the bus to and from school. She was great at home. She did have some behaviors in school. She did try to disrobe again. So it's hit or miss with that one, I swear. The disrobing is hit or miss. I think, like I told them, I said I think she's either overheated or she's getting attention. It's one or the other, because it's very rare. Like she gets upset and she'll do it because she knows it gets her attention. Or she's just, if she does it for nothing, I think it's because she's too hot. She overheats very quickly. So it's something we were working on with her. One of the major reasons that we started looking for a new school, because we've been fighting with the district for over a year now, trying to get her out and into an ABA structured environment because she is just backsliding. She's making some strides in academic areas, like she's doing well. Vocabulary, like her vocabulary is starting to flourish, which is great. However, the behavior is getting worse. Like they're unable to keep her safe at school. They're unable to keep her safe at all. And that's just, she's got to be safe. We got to be able to keep her safe. And we got to be able to keep everyone else safe. So if she's not safe, staff isn't safe, the kids, the other classmates aren't safe. Like, nobody is safe. And it's just, it's been really hard. It's been a really hard year with that. Um, there's days where the whole school day is a wash because she couldn't learn anything. She had a horrible day. She's had 5 or 6, 7, 8 incidents, and the incidents are lasting 30 minutes to 2 hours, and they're high intensity. Like, so we've been fighting, we've been advocating, we've been doing everything we can to get her out and into a ABA structured environment, but they've been dragging their feet. They don't want to send her off, so we started looking elsewhere, and that's what brought us to Arkansas. So we're just trying to get her into a special program here, and that's what we came for. So we started looking at properties in Arkansas. We started looking for jobs in Arkansas, and I thought it was gonna be months. I honestly did, because like I was applying to like federal jobs, like government jobs and stuff, and I thought it would be months. And then I applied to this job, and I thought it would be like months. I thought we would be down here by the time I heard anything, or even if I was going to get hired by the time I got hired. God had other plans. God said, "No, you're going now." And I was talking to people, and there's no way. This was absolutely God. God was like, "Yep, you're going." And that's what I told my husband too. I told Matt, I was like, "There's no way," because like I never prayed for the job. I always prayed, if this is your will, let it be done. You know, if this is what you want us to do, let it happen. Just let your will be done in our lives. And he's doing it, so we're following. Our plans got skewed just a little bit because honestly, we planned other things. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll show you," and he sent us here. So there's gotta be a reason. There's always a reason. We just don't know it just yet. There's a reason that I'm here first. There's a reason for everything. So just got to keep trusting God. Amen. Amen. All right. Enjoy your day. If I can speak properly. Enjoy your day, everybody. Have a nice day. And I will keep you posted. Toodles.